sunt Argus6, bine ați venit în Guild 2. Acest video o să conține în mare parte ultimul update care a avut loc aseară și voi merge prin continuarea poveștii. Acest video este mai mult orientat spre oamenii care știu ce este Guild Wars 2, știu cât de cât povestea până acum. Vreau să vă dau așa, să vă anunț din timp, la început. Așa că, fără să mai pierdem vremea, să începem cu povestea nouă. Living World Season 2, Dragon's Reach Part 2. Play this episode. Check your mail. I hope this finds you well. I'm afraid my efforts to get the Queen to the summit haven't gone as smoothly as expected. The Queen has had a situation arise that may prevent her from attending. I'll give you the full details when you arrive, but the short version is that someone is spreading rumors that Queen Jenna not only met with evil Scarlet prior to the Queen's Jubilee celebration, but also conspired to give Scarlet the mechanical watch nights. This is, of course, ridiculous. The Queen can't lead Divinity Switch until the rumors are squelched. Countess Anise has suggested that I use my intuitive ability to find the cad spreading the rumors and discredit them. But I don't want to do this alone. Will you come help me? Your friend Kashmir. Meet with Kashmir. Bănuiesc că este... Unde este? Balthazar High Road. Deci mergem la Balthazar Waypoint. Și să ne întâlnim cu Kashmir. Party politics. Kashmir?
Let me catch you up on what's happening. Queen Jenna can't attend the summit because someone has accused her of conspiring with Scarlet. The hearing is the same day. Someone's lying, and we have to figure out who. As soon as we know, we can confront that person and get them to recant their statement. We need to talk to everyone, find clues to the truth, and build evidence to defend the Queen. Once we discover who among them is the mastermind, we'll take action. But be careful. These people are suspicious and sensitive. Say something too blunt or off-putting, and they'll clam up. If we're obviously undermining their plans, they'll have us escorted out of the party, and it will all have been for nothing.
Sună destul de simplu. Nope. Herald.
Introducing a hero who needs no introduction, the commander of the pact, and accompanying the Casimir Mead.
Keep it together, Kaz. You can get through this. Be confident, like Jory.
Casimir, come over here. Don't look so glum. Care for an order? Hello, dear Casimir. Don't worry your little face over what the Herald's papers say. You'll always be noble in my eyes.
Countess Anise. That's direct, and kind of you to say. I'm afraid I don't feel particularly noble.
Then we must do something about that. Nobility isn't in the blood, as so many believe. It's in your choices. Your return to grace is only a pardon away. If your talent for detecting lies is all you say it is, well, let's just say I'm confident we can convince the Queen your value overrides your father's misfortune.
I only hope to be of some small service, Countess. Oh dear. Okay. Let's start picking apart everything they say. One of these ministers is spreading lies about the Queen.
Don't misunderstand, Countess. I'm certainly grateful to you for purchasing my billet and putting me to work. I'm just not sure I understand the reasoning behind dragging me to this soiree of yours.
Okay. Just avoid suspicious activity among the party guests. Find the lying minister without arousing suspicion. Okay.
Oh. Oh my.
But I thought for certain it was Minister Wee who attended court the day Scarlet was there. Are you sure?
I'm rich, you know.
I have a vague recollection of that crazy silver walking into her audience with the Queen. That was well before the attack on the city, by the way. I still don't know why I noticed her. I was expecting to see Minister Wee's wife here today. Lady Wee, she gets the vapors, fragile constitution. Poor dear can't keep up with her husband. Apparently, neither can I. I thought he was in the court the day Scarlet had an audience with the Queen. Everything in the court. You've seen what mystery you've seen of all. If he was, he's probably involved in nasty lies about the Queen. It's the dour look on all their faces, but seriously, it's rather difficult to confuse Minister Wee with Minister Estelle or even Minister Arton. My memory just isn't what it used to be. Which one did you confuse with Minister Wee? I saw Estelle enter the throne room along with the goat farmer, Minister Arton, and a Solvari. The wretch turned out to be Scarlet. She did.
I remember hearing afterward that Scarlet approached the Queen. No one paid any attention back then. Scarlet was a nobody until the Queen's Jubilee.
And then he asked me which pair I wanted, to suggest I couldn't afford both. Why, I should have slapped him on the spot.
I wish Anise hadn't invited the ministers. They make me so uncomfortable. Especially Minister... Excuse me, are you eavesdropping?
No. You do realize I'm sure it's rude to eavesdrop, were you? No, my lady. I merely wanted to introduce myself. Oh, I do beg your pardon. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lady Ellison, and my companion here is Lady Brenda. You enjoying the party? Some of the guests seem rather intense. I wouldn't think anyone could ignore such a beautiful night as this. Oh, I'm quite sure that the ministers prefer dark nights like this to sunny days.
Order.
That's true in my culture as well. I don't get out much, but I would like to visit where you're from. Tell me, how do you find our fair city? It's glorious. A little accomplishment. He's lying. She's not lying, but she's being evasive. Try again. Press right. Some of the guests are in this particular minister takes you uncomfortable. Minister Codicus, of course, surrounds himself with intrigue, cloaks, daggers, shadows, all that nasty business. Don't let him look upon you, my dear. Once he has you in his sights, you're doomed. Here one minister is spreading rumors about the Queen. Yes, Minister Codicus is behind it, but he never involves himself directly. He has others to do his dirty work, like Estelle and Arton. They are awfully talkative with him at the last party.
Of course. Codicus would be involved in anything that undermines the Queen. But he's not the one accusing her. We have to find that person.
Oh, with that hat on him. Adorable.
Wherever did you get that charming brooch, dear?
Cater. Chauncey von Snubbles the Third. There he is. Uite-l. Pălărioarele. Stai. Close up? Nu? Nu se poate din cauza meselor. Damn it. La naiba. Ce față are. Ce tare.
Oh, gods, how did that cat get in here? It's helped itself to the truffle steak.
Oh no, not the truffle steak, nu truffle steak. Nu ce e un truffle steak? Friptură cu truffles.
Am I to intimidate these ministers and aristocrats to put them off guard? Surely you can't imagine that these dandies pose some kind of threat to you? Are you even paying attention, or do you simply not care? Either way,
Care for an
you
order?
are a maddening woman.
Maddening.
Order.
Ah, Lord Farron.
Oh, no. Avoid anything remotely equestrian. You don't want your guests to enter your foyer and think the balusters are centaurs.
You defense up nicely when you knock the dirt off your boots, although the tough adventurer look suits you. Mind, beware the ministers, they're on the prowl. Can the ministers and gnolls get along? Humans, what can I say? We are an inscrutable race. Turn half the world against us and we still find a way to argue among ourselves. Frankly, I think it's boredom that makes us do it. Where do you fit in? Me? Oh, I'm just here for the delicious desserts and the ladies. I'm eyeing a few of both, but I can't quite decide which I'm hungry for. Choose wisely, too much of either can give you a bellyache. True words were never spoken. Have a good time at the party. Minister Nitali, Minister Merula.
Stop right there. I don't care about your dog's new haircut.
This shrimp bisque is fantastic. I need another bowl.
Sure you do. Minister Estelle.
What? Minister Estelle is being pressured by Minister Merula to retire? Well, she would never. She's far too ambitious.
I'm going to get more punch, it's so fruity. The three crows crude body. Oh, this isn't the Queen's word. This is all Countess Anise. She's amazing. She can charm cream straight out of a cow. She's a mesmer after all. Excellent point.
What can I do for you?
Wait, I wanted to ask you something. Only if you make it quick. I'm so excited. Spreading rumors about the Queen of the Blueberry exciting, two-faced liar that you truly appreciate hospitality. Is that why Mr. wants to nice? A lack of excitement? Undoubtedly, she likes to be in the thick of things, but Codicus has had her doing clerical work lately. She meets with him regularly from what I heard. He talks her out of retiring, I'm sure. He'll talk her about retiring,
I've never met Minister Estelle. If she's been meeting with Codicus, she may know something.
Indeed. My mind is spinning so much information. Can you make heads or tails of it? We learned a few things. First, we know who was in court that day. Yes, a farmer with a goat, two ministers, Estelle and Arton, and Scarlet. And we know that Codicus let others do his dirty work for him. We also heard that both Estelle and Arton has seen Codicus lately. He must be one of them. Let's talk to Minister Arton first. Minister Arton Colossus. Yep. Lady Clea.
An open mind is best.
As I was telling my old friend Codicus the other day, we really must do something about these bandits. They are a hazard. I have no reason to believe they're connected to the White Mantle. Did you see Scarlet the day she had a near audience with the Queen? I did. There were 4 of us in the throne room with the Queen and Countess Anise, and the guards, of course. It was Scarlet, me, Minister Estelle, and some dirty farmer with a goat. And the Queen spoke to Scarlet? Yes, she was polite as always, but the Countess kept whispering in the Queen's ear. It was making all of us nervous. Scarlet wanted permission to study with the engineer that designed the watch nights. What did the Queen say? She respectfully declined. Scarlet was the last in line, and the Queen left before there could be more discussion. Scarlet tried to say more, but the Queen apologized and hurried out. Anything else? The Silvari, Scarlet, looked livid. She stormed out, shoving guards out of her way. She was rather frightened, actually. I imagine that's what Countess Anise saw that made her hustle the Queen away. Cass, does his testimony line up?
May I fill your glass?
The description of the Vivet's marriage perfectly matches what Anise told me. Minister Arton is telling the truth. He must not be the one. Interesting.
You've convinced me. It looks like Minister Estelle is the one spreading this horrible
So good to
rumor.
see you, Minister.
Let's keep at it. If we're going to confront her, we'll need serious evidence to back us up.
I know for a fact that the Queen had a private talk with Scarlet. How? Everyone is saying it's what must be true.
Oh my.
Hello, but disgusting just with how horrible it is that the Queen betrayed us all. That's just a bad rumor. A lie.
I'm very sorry to hear.
No, it's not. I saw her in the summit just shortly after midnightfall. She wore a black woolen cloak with the hood up. Only reason I knew it was her because I bumped into her and saw her face. Kashmir, I think. Her eye changed when it said that. I don't think it's the truth. Listen, just between you and me, I may not be telling the exact truth, but they offered me a lot of gold if I say why I was there. Please, you can tell anyone. You're going to have to testify. Oh, alright. I'll testify that I was paid to lie, but I'll never say who paid me. I don't betray old friends. Still, I wasn't comfortable lying, but my son is ill. I hope the Queen will forgive me. You're doing the right thing.
Good observation. I had a feeling she was lying. The Queen wouldn't hold a private meeting with just anyone, much less a Silvari with no political connections. This woman will testify.
Okay.
You must be mistaken. My niece knows a guard who heard from a doorman that the Queen... Oh, I've said too much.
Here, I can get you some more.
Yes, you did.
Greetings.
Oh, you're you! You're well known in these parts. The Queen recently mentioned you were hosting a summit. She'd like very much to attend.
May I take your glass, if you're finished?
That may be complicated. Oh, I know. Those lies are still spreading. Can you imagine how barefoot Queen is skulking through the streets at night in disguise? It's laughable.
I can take that. Thank you.
Look at her breathing. It's even and calm. She's telling the truth, of course. So she didn't miss Scarlet. In the throne room, yes, but not in the streets. A Char emissary visited the Queen that night. While the emissary since left, the guard who was present will testify.
Countess Anise hardly ever lets the Queen out of her sight. She and the guard will corroborate the Queen's alibi.
Okay.
Care for an hors d'oeuvre?
Is lying a prerequisite for being in the ministry?
No. It makes me so sad to think that the people who run our city, our kingdom, can't get along with each other. Now, one of the ministers is spreading lies about the Queen. Some experience with ministers, not all are bad. Both my wife and I work for ministers. They can be like night and day. My wife works for ministers till I work for Mr. Arton. Do you like your jobs? Most days. My wife has a harder time. Her minister has a gambling problem. If she's winning, she's fine. If not, she's dangerous. Would she know where Estelle was the night of the alleged meeting? Maybe. Estelle often visits her old friend Lady Claire in the evening. Ask my wife if she knows what happened. She's a good woman and won't lie to protect the minister. Thank you for the information.
That's another witness who can help us prove the Queen's innocence. Nicely done.
What do you think? Do we have enough evidence to discredit her accusations? Plenty. The servant wife can testify that Estelle met with Lady Claire. Maybe the threat of her testifying will be enough to shut this down. What else? We have multiple witnesses who say the Queen turned down Scarlet's request. Still can believe Scarlet wanted to study the Watch Knight with the Watch Knight engineer. Thank the gods the Queen turned her down, though that might explain Scarlet's anger when she attacked our city. And what else? We know Estelle's friend was lying for her. For a pouch of gold, you mean? Estelle must have coached Lady Claire. I don't imagine it would be too hard to get her to testify to the lie. I guess they weren't such good friends after all. Ready to confront Estelle with the evidence.
Looks like we've got everything we need. Time to expose Minister Estelle for the liar she is.
Entradevor.
Gentlemen, please leave. I see you've been busy socializing with the guests.
Of course.
Is this a party or a circus?
You tell me.
Care for an hors d'oeuvre?
Hello, Busy Bee. I must admit, I'm a bit charmed by how you flit from flower to flower. I know all about you. Listen closely to what Estelle says. Once she's finished, don't be afraid to ask her to repeat what she said. Press her only when you're certain she's lying. I have a question. Is it true that you work closely for Lord Codicus? I used to work with Lord Codicus, but now I'm considering retirement. I've started spending most of my time in the ministerial library. I hardly ever see him. Admittedly, I occasionally do small talks for him, but he's still recovering from that awful scandal. He keeps to himself most of the time. Even at parties, Lord Codicus is off doing his own thing, and I'm left with my own devices. I'm just a wallflower, really. Cashmere, what do you think? She keeps backpedaling. Press her when she lies, then present your evidence to counter her arguments. Mr. Step, can you repeat that? I used to work. I consider retirement. I started spending all my time. Hardly was. That's not what I heard. Why would I lie about something like that? He's my boss's boss. I don't work directly with him. I met someone who says you see Codicus often. Admittedly.
I can take that.
You attended his garden party not too long ago. Oh yes, I nearly forgot that. There was a large crowd there. I only saw the legate minister from across the roses. I heard that there was only a handful of people there. Even at parties, Lord Codicus is off doing his own thing. Shy, huh? Oh yes, I barely spoke to anyone during the entire night. Beautiful garden, though. The witness said that you had an aside with Codicus. He talked. You nodded. Fine. He and I talked. But you will never learn the topic of the discussion. And you can prove it had anything to do with the Queen. I don't have to approve it. I just have to discredit you.
So perhaps I misspoke. Apologies. I shall revise my statement.
Do you know?
Is this a party or a circus?
So what if I work with Lord Codicus? It means nothing. It doesn't change the fact that I was there when Scarlet had her audience with the Queen. Did you hear what the Queen discussed with Scarlet? No, they spoke too quietly, like schoolgirl friends, whispering so no one else would hear. I must have been lost in my own thoughts while the Queen and Scarlet conspired deviously. I heard the word watch nights. Isn't that bad enough? Do you know how many people died because the Queen gave Scarlet access to the watch nights? Why are you still interrogating me? She's the criminal. She's clever and slippery, but you can nail down those lies. Catch her off guard when she slips up. You heard everything. I heard her hushed words, but I couldn't make out any of them. The Queen seemed pleased, though. Minister Arden heard everything. His ears must be better than yours. I must have been lost in my own thoughts. The Queen and Scarlet conspired deviously. I heard the Queen was escorted out for her safety. You weren't there. You can't possibly know how they behaved, unless you questioned the goat. I spoke with Aaron. His version agrees with the Countess's and the goat's.
Care for an hors d'oeuvre?
Yes, well, one person's politeness is another one's friendliness.
Aren't you the nosy one? If you must know, I'll tell you what really happened. What?
I can take that. Thank you.
Doesn't matter what happened in the throne room. The Queen arranged to meet Scarlet later the evening. She didn't want any of us to hear them, so she sneaked out. You're sticking by the claim that they arranged this in the throne room? Absolutely. Their foreheads were practically touching. They were so chummy they agreed to do something, and what else could it be? So it was a brief, a look, a smile. Maybe no, forte professional. Maybe they already arranged to meet later, I don't know. All I know is that I saw her under the bridge, and it was the Queen and Scarlet. I am not the only one who saw her. There was another witness who came forward, a nobleman. Why are you working so hard to protect Queen Jenna? She sold us all out. And now she's just trying to cover her tracks. It was definitely Jenna in a red cape. You've been whispering this whole time. I won't have it. It's rude. Seriously. Alright. If you would please repeat your statement then. Absolutely. The four words were practically touching, blah blah blah. You're crazy. A niece would never let Scarlet get that close to the Queen. Oh yes, she was in on it too. All smiles and pet this and pet that. Minister Arden describes a very different atmosphere. So it was a brief look, impossible. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Care for an hors d'oeuvre?
Everyone knows we were in school together, that's no secret. But
I can
she
take
and I
that.
haven't spoken in
Thank you.
years. Someone paid her to lie and I suspect it was you.
Oh, the audacity. Where are your manners?
Guards, please escort these scandal mongers to the gates.
Oh no. This isn't what was supposed to happen.
Whoops. Like a mesmerizing, he's created a diversion first, let us get back to the party. Okay. That was a fail.